Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 2 is almost over, so I am going to be ranking the weapons from this season on a tier list. Let's get started. Okay, the Collateral AR, I'm gonna put it at B tier. Very powerful weapon, really useful whenever a bat spammer was coming at you and you needed to get them before they would hit you. Honestly felt more like a super-powered SMG. I did find the recoil on it was pretty hard to control. I don't normally reach for it, so I'm gonna put it in B. Okay, this is the Falcon Eye Sniper, and this belongs in Hot Garbage. I'm gonna put it in D. We've had this around since day one of this season, and I have never been able to figure out the bullet drop on it. If a player was within like 100 meters of me, maybe, but anything beyond that, I could never figure it out. We've had better snipers. This is not one of them. The Hollow Twister AR. I think we all know where this goes. That goes in S tier. I think this is one of the better ARs we've ever gotten. I love the scope on it. I love the damage, the fire rate. And the funny thing about it is that this Hollow AR has actually spoiled us a lot because whenever the Twin Mag AR came back, this AR does not hit the same way that it used to now that we've got the Hollow. Everyone was super excited for the Twin Mag to come back, and then we started using it and we were like, oh, I'd rather pick up a Hollow. That being said, the Twin Mag AR I think is still a really good weapon. Just obviously feels very different from the Hollow. For that, I'm gonna put it in A tier. Infiltrator Pump Shotgun. I love this shotgun. I find you don't need to be as precise as the Sentinel Pump, but it's not as spammy as the Twin Fire. I find the shotgun is a nice middle ground. If you don't have the best aim, I'm gonna put it in A tier. The Kneecapper. Honestly, pre-nerf, I would put it up here in A tier or even S tier because this is a fun weapon to use and it was super effective. Post-nerf though, I'm gonna put it in B, I think. After they nerfed it and the charged hits didn't do as much damage, the regular hits didn't do as much damage, I stopped seeing a reason to pick this up. In terms of mobility, I would much rather pick up a rocket drill. So post-nerf, I'm gonna put it in B. It's just not as good of a weapon as it used to be. Pre-nerf, I used to always pick this up. I used to always have this on me. Any wins that I got, usually I had a Kneecapper in my loadout, but it just doesn't hit the same since the nerf. Good old Mammoth Pistol. I'm gonna put her in S tier, even though I am not the best Mammoth Pistol user. I know that everyone loves this weapon. I do love this weapon. The odd time that I'm able to get a shot off with it, especially if you're comparing long distance range weapons, the Mammoth Pistol versus the Falcon Eye Sniper, they're like night and day. I love a Mammoth Pistol. The Outlaw Shotgun, I'm gonna put it in C. At the beginning of the season when this first came out, I actually really liked it. It was actually my shotgun of choice, but after some time I started realizing that those 2 shots were not enough for the amount of damage that it was putting out. I do think it is a fun gun to use, but I find it just doesn't reload fast enough for only having 2 shots. The range on it isn't that good, and the damage as well. So for that, we're gonna put it in C tier. My golden girl, the Pump and Dump, I'm gonna put it in S tier. I absolutely love this weapon. The fact that it's not just like the hip rock dualies where it's 2 of the same guns, it's 2 different guns. And for that, I find it super powerful, especially if you pair this with the Scorpion Medallion, because then you get 2 explosive rounds instead of just 1. I find this gun is super fun to use, super effective. I personally love a Pump and Dump. Scoped Burst SMG. I'm gonna drop it in C tier. I don't think it's the worst weapon we've had. I just don't typically reach for it. I do like the range on it, but when they say Scoped Burst, it's heavy on the burst. The recoil on this I find is a lot, and for that, I don't typically reach for it, so I'm gonna put it in C tier. The Sentinel Pump Shotgun. So I know for everyone, you guys are gonna put this in S tier. Everyone loves a Sentinel Pump. For me, I'm gonna put it in A tier. Because again, if you compare it to the Infiltrator Shotgun, I just find you have to be a lot more precise with your shots with the Sentinel Pump because it does hit so hard, and I just don't have that. I just don't have the aim for a Sentinel Pump. So honestly, that's why 9 times out of 10, if I have the choice between a Sentinel Pump and a Pump and Dump, I will choose the Pump and Dump or the Infiltrator over the Sentinel. That being said, we can't deny that it is a super powerful shotgun. Excellent choice if you have better aim than I do. For that, I'm gonna put it in A tier. The Striker Burst, I don't hate her. I'm gonna put her at B tier, right in the middle. If I had my choice between a Hollow Twister, a Twin Mag, and a Striker, I would go Hollow, Twin Mag, and then Striker last in terms of choice. I find it gets the job done, but I guess I'm just not a fan of burst weapons, really. I find it can be really accurate, and I love the red dot, on it. But it's just not typically what I reach for, but it's also not the worst, so I'm gonna put it right in the middle at B. Okay, the Suppressed Pistol. I was getting really annoyed that the Suppressed Pistol was staying in the loot pool for so long until I learned how good of a weapon it really is. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's got incredibly low recoil, fast shots, it reloads really fast, and I think it's got a 2 times headshot multiplier. I just find that Suppressed Pistol is super slept on. I think it's a really good weapon. Now that I say that, they're probably gonna take it out of the loot pool, but I do think that the Suppressed Pistol is an A tier weapon. Okay, the Twin Fire Auto Shotgun. I'm gonna put it in the middle safely at B as well. I love a spammy shotgun. I love a doof kind of shotgun, but this one takes 8 business days to reload. And for that, I can't say that I love it. I can't say that I always reach for it. Because of the super long reload time, you actually do have to be more mindful of your shots, in my opinion. So although it's spammy, it's also not. So I'm gonna put it right in the middle at B tier. And lastly, we have our Veiled Precision SMG. I'm gonna put this at A tier. I do find that this SMG hits hard. I think the range on it is pretty good too. You know, they call it the Precision SMG for a reason. The only thing about it is I find the mag is too small. I think this could be an S tier weapon with a slightly larger magazine so you don't run out of bullets as quickly, because the fire rate on this I think is quite high, so I find you're often reloading. So I don't reach for it as often anymore. Again, I'd rather reach for a pump and dump, but for that, I'm gonna put it in A tier. Wow, this made like a nice little sideways triangle kind of thing. All right, this is my Chapter 6 Season 2 weapons ranking for all the main weapons. I know that you guys are gonna have some thoughts, so let me know what you agree with or don't agree with in the comments below.